I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor, and had to do with Red Cross as a Red Cross worker there, which we support. And only the fake news could come up with that one.
And that's President Donald Trump offering his explanation of this image shared on Truth Social last night. You heard the president saying that he thought the AI image looked like he was dressed as a doctor, but some say it seems like it depicts him as Jesus. The image was taken down earlier today after backlash. This all follows the dust-up on Sunday between President Trump and Pope Leo.
Popes and presidents and posts that either amuse or outrage, as NBC 10's Maddie Heinz reports, live outside the Cathedral, St. Peter and Paul in Providence. Maddie.
Gene and Patrice, Providence parishioners tell us they fully support the Pope and his message of peace as the U.S. president and the U.S.-born Pope go back and forth, disapproving of the other's approach to foreign affairs.
I wish the president wouldn't talk like he does about people and to people, and particularly to the Pope, who deserves a lot of respect.
For Providence parishioners, the Pope prevails.
Pope Leo said things that are wrong.
After President Trump told reporters he's, quote, not a fan of the first U.S.-born Pope.
We don't like a Pope that's going to say that it's okay to have a nuclear weapon. We don't want a Pope that says crime is okay in our cities. I don't like it.
It came after Pope Leo called Trump's threat to destroy Iranian civilization unacceptable and denounced the U.S.-Iran war as a whole.
I'm inviting all people to look for ways of building bridges for peace and reconciliation, of looking for ways to avoid war anytime that's possible.
I have no fear of neither the Trump administration nor speaking out loudly about the message of the gospel.
Some churchgoers unfazed by the tension between the leaders.
One's running the country and one's running the church.
But others didn't appreciate the president's poking at the pontiff.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, President Trump is the selfish person.
Things that the president is saying really makes the battle of good and evil very apparent.
Or the now deleted AI-generated social media posts they believe depicted Trump as Jesus.
I don't think the Pope would stick an image on social media with himself dressed up as Jesus. To do that, he doesn't. Does he have any humility?
The president of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops released a statement about the matter, saying he was disappointed in President Trump's decision to disparage Pope Leo. Live in Providence, Maddie Heinz, NBC 10 News.